that is all for this video. Hopefully I'll see you all in the next one, but until then, I wish you all a pleasant day, and bye-bye.
Oh boy, it's been a while. So that must mean the game is nearly done, right? Oh no, not even close. But a lot of things have happened, so let me get you up to speed. This video was originally supposed to be about what to do when implementing an FPS player controller in Godot, but almost all of the pitfalls that occur when making one have been fixed. Well done, Godot team and the contributors. I was also going to talk about using Godot and do a quick guide on how to get started and include some useful tips, but a user known as Ember has already done that in a text form, so be sure to check that out. The link is in the description. So, what is there to talk about? Well, I made one ever so slight minor change to the game. I switched engines. Before I reveal what engine I'm now using, let me just say that I'm not dissatisfied with Godot. Actually, quite the opposite. Godot hasn't exactly done anything wrong. But that's partially why I abandoned it. You see, I like Godot a lot, and I'll definitely be using it for other projects. But I think DreamRealms will benefit from a different engine. Midway through development, I realized something. I'm making a game where I'm using a Quake mapping tool, trying to emulate Quake movement, replicating the Quake engine workflow. So, why just not use the Quake engine? And that's exactly what I decided to do. Okay, obviously using the 1996 version of the engine is pretty challenging, and more importantly, kind of stupid. But ever since Quake's source code has been released to the public, the fans have not been dormant. There have been many improved versions over the years, ensuring that Quake can be experienced on whatever the current systems are. Today, the most popular ports are Quakespasm by Ozcan Cesar and VK Quake by Novum. But they're made to try and emulate the way Quake was played in 1996, so they're somewhat limiting. Luckily, there is another type of source port made to allow for simple creation of custom content. And here are the options. Quakespasm-Spiked. Not to be confused with just Quakespasm. QSS is Quakespasm, but a guy going by the name Spike decided to add a bunch of extra capabilities to it. This is the source port to use if you want to play Quake mods, and in fact, this is the port that the popular mod Arcane Dimensions is made for. But that's the thing, QSS is great for modding Quake, but I'm making a new game, and the limits which are present in QSS would make that challenging, and not in a fun way. Looking further for a suitable candidate reveals that there is a very popular port, and there's already a very popular game being made in it. Of course, I'm talking about Darkplaces. Now this is more like it. Darkplaces is a port made by Lady Havoc, and it has a lot of cool features. Newer map format support like Quake 3, better model format support, again coming from the newer Quake engines, and video format support including the one from Blood Omen Legacy of Kain?
Hunger and weakness are no bar to vengeance's call. I would find my slayers and send them back whence I came.
Huh. These features can be used to develop the game more easily, since they allow us to use modern tools like Blender to create assets without the need to fulfill the thousands of requirements ancient asset formats have. And it's battle-tested. Games like Zonotic, the original NextWiz, and most notably Wrath, Aeon of Ruin, all use Darkplaces. Rip Blood Omnicide. Well, this seems like it's the solution then. The answer is no. This is not the engine I chose. The last stable version was released in 2014. Now, there exist newer versions, however, until very recently, I couldn't tell which version was maintained by the original creator and which was a fork maintained specifically for a different mod or a game. As of recently, Darkplaces is on GitHub and the link will be in the description. But the detriments don't end there. Its implementation of certain improvements the fans have came up over the years are non-standard, poorly documented, and would possibly require more work. And as a wise man once said, the best developers are lazy and stupid. Therefore, I have decided against using Darkplaces. The viewers more knowledgeable about the Quake modding scene might have already figured out which engine I have ultimately decided to use. The one, the only, FDEQW. The Forethought engine, or FDE for short, is an engine filled with so many features that one would think the engine would be a disaster to use because it's crashing every 3 seconds. And yet, it's perfectly stable. It plays Quake 1, Quake 2, even 3, oh, and Hexen 2 as well. And because it plays all of these games, that means we can combine technologies from all of them. And on top of that, it has some neat bonuses like glTF and custom GLSL support. This neat bundle of features make it relatively simple to make new games. And in fact, people have been doing that for years. A person going by the name Shpuld has made numerous games. With my highest recommendation of Sands of Liberty, I've been playing this game for so long. And hell, another cool project is
The Ascension of Vigil,
a side-scrolling brawler made by RenegadeC. I'll let the clip speak for itself. And last, but certainly not the least, is actually 2 projects. Look, it's my video, I make the rules. Meet FreeHL and FreeCS, a remake of Half-Life 1 and Counter-Strike 1.5 made without the use of the original source code. It's created mainly by one of the maintainers of FTE, eukara, and it's certainly ambitious. FreeHL and FreeCS are definitely one of the main forces pushing the new features in FTE, with the latest one being support for its source engine assets. Links to all of these amazing games is in the description. Equipped with new tech, the development of DreamRealms moves on forwards. I know I haven't gone into a lot of detail in this video, and that is because I wanted to catch you all up on the project by the end of 2021 and hopefully make more in-depth videos in 2022. The new engine is a lot of fun to work with, but it's somewhat obscure, so I'm looking forward to making videos on it. When I told my partner about switching engines, her only reply was, I don't know, the last people that I heard were doing that came out with Daikatana. How confidence-inducing. Well, that's all for now. Now if you'll excuse me, I have a Thomas Randall video to catch.
Hey, at least I tried.
Wow, what a nice man. I hope the development of his game goes smooth. Hey there, I just wanted to thank everyone for watching this video and a lot of luck in 2022.